Hello, today I'll be showing you how I created a method called drawTree and used it in my bobshome.java file within Dr. Java. I've used this file in my previous YouTube video for reference. It draws a mountain range, a pond, and some trees using my method. You can find my method in the turtle.java file, which dictates some things about the turtle class. It is found when you scroll to the bottom where it says methods, and you can see that this method draws trees using variable size and tree color. This is the header of my method, and it starts with public, which is your visibility, which basically allows what type of class to execute this method, and I don't care, so it's public. My second word is void, which is the type of output that'll be created by this method, and I again am not very concerned, so it is void. It could also be a character, integer, double, or boolean. And here I write the name of my method, which I've decided is drawTree because it draws trees. After, you can see that I've defined some variables within my parameters list here in the parentheses, and my first is an integer type variable, and I've called it size because it changes the size of my tree. My second variable is a color type, and I've called it tree color because it changes the color of my tree. Then you can see some of the methods I use to create this method, and I'm using the word this because, again, it's public and I'm not concerned with what turtles or objects are using this method name, and I'm using that in place of an object reference. You can see that I use my variables within my method. So here you can see tree color after set pin color method, and you can see that I'm using size and I'm multiplying it by some other numbers, which will change the numbers to meet the length that I need them to go forward using this method name. And I will show you how I then call this method drawTree in my bobshome.java file. We'll scroll down to show where I'm actually using my drawTree method. And in this file, I've assigned my first turtle object of Bob, and he will be doing my drawing to begin with. So I've used object reference Bob, period, drawTree, which is my method that I just showed you. And you can see that I filled in my parameters here, and my first is that integer for size, which is 8, and my second is my color variable, and I've used color.red, which is a pre-written color. I didn't define this, and I did that by capital C, color, period, red, all caps. And this should come out with a tree that I'm describing as big right tree. And you can see that I use this method again here with my turtle that I've given the object reference of Bob, period, method name drawTree, and I've given him parameters as well. My first parameter is that integer 2 for size, and my second is a local variable that I've created here. I haven't defined it anywhere else, which means I can't use it again without having to do this whole process again of creating it and giving it these parameters. So I've done that by typing in new space capital C color, parentheses, 15 red, 150 green, and 50 for blue, and then close parentheses. Again, this is called a local variable. I then created a new turtle that I gave the object reference of Ross, and he'll be using my drawTree method again because he can. And again, remember the header which said public, so he can also use this. So I've called his object reference Ross, period, and then I've called drawTree, and I've given him the parameters of 5 for my size and medium tree color, which you can see here that I defined actually in this file. So I gave you 3 ways to give you color, the color variable. And so these should all be different colors and different size trees that I've used. And we will show you that right now. And here is my world for Bob's home with my mountain range, my pond, and my 3 different colored, different sized trees that I created using my method. If you have any comments or suggestions, any feedback is good feedback. Feel free to message me. I'd appreciate anything. Thank you for watching.